Versatile Mage. Chapter 66. Bone Shield Saving Life. Mo Fan, what do we do? I can't run anymore. Juman was still ghost white from fright as she hid behind Mo Fan. It was the dead of the night on this old residential street. Due to the abandoned construction site, there weren't many people living here to begin with. At this moment, the one-eyed magic wolf had dashed out of the construction site as it followed the slightly muddy street. From the shadows of the old banyan tree, you could only see another shadow engulfing everything as it passed by. Hurry up and escape with your grandmother. I'll try to delay this thing. Mo Fan said to Juman. No matter how fast they ran, they still couldn't outrun a violent, four-limbed one-eyed magic wolf. At this time, Mo Fan was once again reminded of how important it was to have a movement spell. How are you going to delay? Juman asked, her voice trembling. Don't bullshit so much. Mo Fan excoriated her. Although Juman was also a fire mage, her fire burst, Scorch was completely useless against this kind of large one-eyed magic wolf. The signal device had pointed out that his hunter team members were in the vicinity, so Mo Fan should be able to hold up until reinforcements came. Juman finally stopped wasting time and hurriedly ran toward one of the houses on the street. However, Mo Fan underestimated this stupid girl's kindness. Not only did she notify her grandmother, she also wanted to notify the older people who still lived on the street. As Mo Fan realized that there were quite a few old people still living in the old residential street, his forehead creased. If they hadn't discovered this thing today, then it was possible that these old people would have become the one-eyed magic wolf's food. It's here. Finally, the one-eyed magic wolf caught up and was roughly 20 meters away from Mo Fan. The one-eyed magic wolf probably didn't even need a second to cover that distance. Not to mention, these magical beasts were far scarier than what the school had described. The pressure given off by the one-eyed magic wolf as it dashed over was about the same as a speeding car. A normal person would just stand there completely dumbstruck. I told you not to chase, yet you still had to freaking chase. Do you think I'm gonna drop some rare loot after I die? Mo Fan cursed as he stared at the one-eyed magic wolf charging at him. Cursing was one thing, but Mo Fan had no intention of standing there waiting to get killed. His intent locked onto the scythe imprint within his spiritual world. In an instant, a mystical glow from the spirit blossomed from his body. In front of Mo Fan, the mystical glow quickly formed a three-dimensional, rhombus-shaped shield slightly taller than a human. When the mystical light reached its peak, the radiance in front of Mo Fan solidified into a dark green bone shield with sharp, clear edges. Magical equipment. Bone Scythe Shield. The bone scythe shield floated in front of Mo Fan, enveloped in mystical light. It appeared extremely fast. The colossal one-eyed magic wolf wasn't aware of the shield's sudden appearance, and in its haste to crush Mo Fan into mincemeat, it couldn't stop in time. Bang! Because the one-eyed magic wolf was leaning forward, it slammed into the bone scythe shield head-on. The shield emitted a fierce trembling sound. The one-eyed magic wolf, after ramming into it with colossal force, was thrown back over 10 meters, while Mo Fan, taking cover behind it, was also blasted away. After the bone scythe shield warded off the vicious attack, it immediately shattered into fragments of light and disappeared into thin air. Mo Fan slid along the cement like he was on a skateboard, forced back by the impact. His stomach felt awful. Mo Fan fought down the urge to puke. Even though the bone scythe shield had blocked the one-eyed magic wolf's strongest attack, he still felt like his stomach had been hit by a hammer. What a strong animal. Mo Fan was secretly astonished. The bone scythe shield's quality could be called top-tier equipment. Being able to block a full-strength blow from a magical beast and still come out alive was remarkable. However, even with the shield, the force had caused Mo Fan some internal damage. If that power had hit him directly, his bones would have definitely shattered. The one-eyed magic wolf lay on the street, its head bleeding. It shook its head and slowly stood up in a daze, then held the wounded spot with its paw like a human would. It can even stand up from that. Is its body made out of iron? Mo Fan's jaw nearly dropped. Was it that the magical beasts he had encountered before were too weak? Or was this one-eyed magic wolf just exceptionally strong? If the spirit wolf or the colossal-eyed ape rat had taken a blow like that, their bones would have been in pieces. Run. Hurry and run. Taking advantage of its dazed state, Mo Fan bolted without stopping. But running alone wouldn't work. It would catch up quickly. He'd have to give it a lightning strike to temporarily immobilize it. At this point, Mo Fan no longer cared about hiding his strength. If Zhuman saw his lightning element, then so be it. Convincing her not to tell anyone wouldn't be too hard. Taking a deep breath to ease the pain in his stomach, Mo Fan began preparing to control his lightning star path. Ice spread, condense. Just as Mo Fan started controlling 2 lightning stars, a girl's shout came from afar. A cold air quickly swept over the old residential street, frost descending from the ominous sky. The frost, guided by magic, spread to the feet of the one-eyed magic wolf, freezing the ground around it. The ice spread upward, engulfing the wolf's powerful legs, and within seconds its 4 limbs were encased in ice. If the one-eyed magic wolf had been in peak condition, the ice spread likely wouldn't have held it. But dazed as it was, by the time it recovered, its lower limbs were already frozen. Taking even one step now would be extremely difficult. Mo Fan felt a surge of relief. He turned to see a cold-faced girl in dark purple jeans, her long legs striking under the streetlights. The white ice star path radiated beside her, making the ice mage appear even more beautiful. Kaitang. Mo Fan was overjoyed. She hadn't forgotten that he once saved her life with lightning strike. With her timely move this time, he was able to keep his lightning element a secret. Little bastard, how come you are here? Guo Kaitang asked suspiciously. Of course Guo Kaitang recognized Mo Fan. Once, when he and a group of kids peeked at her bathing, she had been so furious that she remembered it to this day. If she had known he was the one who attracted the one-eyed magic wolf, she might have hesitated to save him earlier. In her eyes, a pervert and a magical beast were about the same. Both deserved elimination. My girlfriend and I were having a date here. You came just in time. Mo Fan immediately retreated to a safe distance, reuniting with Zhuman and her grandmother. Hurry and get lost. Our hunter team is already in the vicinity, Guo Kaitang said rudely. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.